Welcome to week 7. Pretty sure it's week 7. I am trying to get back on board with doing my weekly videos, and this week has been a week. So if you messaged me and I replied and it was just kind of a jumbled reply, or there were typos, or it took me a day or 2 or 3 to reply to you, that's why. I'm sorry if any of my replies didn't make sense or sounded a little, kind of thing. Um, give you a life update real quick. My mother is 81 years old. She turns 82 on March 8th, and she has a lot of health issues. Um, so let's see. I don't think I need to tell you all of it. I will give you the highlights. How's that? Since Monday was President's Day, I didn't have to teach in person. I was going to spend the day with my mom. The plan was I would go over there and we were going to do puzzles. Where I have her living is an active adult place, and I've been trying to get her to get out of her apartment and, interact more with the other residents. And they were having a waffle brunch. So my entire plan was to go there, have my mom go down there and do a little waffle brunch, socialize with the other people, and then sit there and do puzzles with her. Totally my plan. What ended up happening was I arrive and find out that my mom had been bleeding off and on for 2 days, and I had to clean her blood up off the kitchen floor and get her to have some food and then help her get down and then into my car so I could take her to the hospital, where we then spent most of the day in the emergency room because her hemoglobin was at 5, and hemoglobin is supposed to be 12 for a female, and hers was at 5. Um, so obviously she was admitted, and she had been and so her brain wasn't working quite right. So her apartment looked like something exploded. So Tuesday, I spent the day cleaning her apartment and doing all of her laundry and making sure all the blood stuff was cleaned everywhere so she could come home from the hospital to a nice, pretty apartment. Then Wednesday, I taught all day. Thursday, I was supposed to go pick her up from the hospital. I was going to surprise her by having my oldest come with me because she hasn't seen him in a while, because he's an electrician and he works, like, he travels for his job. And so we were going to surprise her by having him there to see her. Thought she was getting out, then she wasn't, then she was, then she wasn't. So we stopped by her apartment and got her Bible because she didn't bring it with her. The first day, when I was pretty sure she was going to stay at the hospital, and she kept insisting she wasn't going to stay. So I thought she would want her Bible. So got her Bible. Then she says she is getting out. My son and I go to lunch because they were doing an iron infusion before we were going to get there. When we come out from lunch, I noticed that my rear tire is very low. And when I say really low, it should be 32 psi, and it was at 11.5. I aired it up and then noticed there was a screw in there. So, okay, let my mom know I'm going to go take care of this tire first, because it doesn't feel safe to pick up my mom if I have a screw in my tire. Fast forward, calamity ensues. There's a screw in the one tire. I find a nail in the front tire. I notice there's feathering on those 2 tires. We go to a tire shop to try to get the tires repaired. Find out that I also had a broken strut, and I also need rear brakes, pads, shoes, and drums. Didn't end up getting the pads, shoes, and drums, but had to get the strut fixed because the dude's like, yeah, it was bad. So I couldn't get my mom from the hospital on Thursday. So instead, I was able to get her Friday. Yay. So, needless to say, my week has been insane. My brain feels like it's exploding. So, sorry for throwing all that at you, but I wanted you to understand, when you have stuff happening in your life, yeah, it's everywhere. Almost everybody I've talked to lately says this past week has just been insane for everybody. So there you go. For those of you who do pray, I know my mother would greatly appreciate that. And I'll just throw that out there. For those of you who don't pray but have that whole positive vibe thing, throw some positive vibes our way. totally use some. And for those of you who do neither, at least you didn't have to mop your mom's blood up off the kitchen floor this week, hopefully. So there you go. That has been my week. Hopefully this coming week will be better and I get to go visit my mom and just do puzzles like planned so we can have a happy day. I keep trying to have happy day with my mom, but hasn't happened in a few months. Every time there seems to be something else, but I'm still going to keep trying because one day we will sit down and do a puzzle again. This week, there's not a whole lot to do other than I have a brand new presentation. I've used the same current topics PowerPoint for a while, and I had last updated it. I think 2020, 2021, somewhere around there, maybe 2022. But I updated it today. And so after this, I am recording a new lecture video. I will upload just the PowerPoint without any commentary. And if you want, then I would suggest download that PowerPoint and you can go to each of the hyperlinks because I have hyperlinks for a whole lot of different news stories. And so that if you don't want to watch a video, you don't want to listen to me talk, this is your option. You can do that and still get all the same information. This PowerPoint is the important one, I would say, because it should help you with the paper you're trying to write for that whole semester long thing. It's going to give you a lot of information that you can totally pilfer and use. Let's see. I've been so overwhelmed, my ADHD thing's gone like off the charts. And so I'll have a thought while I'm in the middle of a sentence, finish the sentence, and then get lost. And that's what's happening right now. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to make this presentation video for the current topics. Feel free to watch it so you can hear the commentary. And I will explain to you in that why I picked the articles I did. I am not trying to be too far this way or too far that way. I am not covering politics in here other than in how it is actively affecting what we're talking about with the environment. Later in the term, yeah, we do have to actually go that whole political route because we're going to cover policies. That's part of environmental science. We will cover that. But I updated this current topics. I did not include things like the wildfires in California and stuff like that because I already covered those in a different one with natural disasters and how humans make them worse. So it's already been covered. At least I'm pretty sure you guys already had that. If not, that one's coming up soon. But this one is going to be more food related, health related, overall environment, energy, that kind of thing. So, yeah. You should have already gotten done with your first exam. Hopefully it went okay. I know people were having trouble trying to figure out how to access their previously done quizzes. If you go to the actual quiz, and so like the whole screen says like quiz 2, there's a little next to it, click that and you should have the option to view submissions. Once I grade exam 1, which should be in the next day or two, I know that I have some where you can just write something in order to give you some free points. I have to manually grade those. Once I do that, then you'll have an official exam 1 grade. You should be able to go back and look at all your answers. Same way. And I'm hoping everybody's remembering to open their weekly file because if you do not open the weekly file, nothing else shows up for you. There is a discussion every single week this entire term, including spring break. So always open the week's file, always, and then knock the stuff out. There's also a quiz every single week this entire term. Some of these are going to be extra credit, some are not. You want all the points you can get. The more points you grasp at the beginning, the easier the end of the term gets, because as soon as you have 900 points, you have an A no matter what you do. So please, please, please don't forget that. And finally, I love having a back and forth with you. So if you have strong opinions about something, feel free to message me and go, hey, can we chat about blah, blah, blah. If I said something that upset you, let me know. Just go, hey, when you said blah, 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 it kind of hurt my feelings. Or it really bothered me. Can you expand? Things like that. Just know I never try to hurt anyone's feelings. Text is hard. And you will notice a lot of times I will include an emoji. Not the most professional, I'm well aware of this, but because when you're reading a text, you never know what tone the person has. So I throw some little emojis in there on occasion, hoping to guide you more towards where my brain is at the moment. Also, please remember day one, I let you guys know, not only do I have ADHD, I'm also autistic. And I can be very in how I talk sometimes. It's not meant to be rude. It's simply, that's just how I talk. And I won't know that it's coming across wrong if you don't tell me. So if I have said anything in any way that rubbed you the wrong way, tell me and let me know how it bothered you so then I can improve my communication. It's not on you. I 100% accept all of the responsibility for this, and I don't expect you to have to adjust. But if I said something that hurt you, I don't want to do that. I do not ever want someone to have hurt feelings. I don't want anyone to ever feel attacked. I want you to feel you can be 100% you, and you can have your opinion, whether it matches mine or not. That is why I spend a lot of effort saying, share your opinion, do your opinion. I just tell you, you also have to back it up, because an opinion with absolutely nothing to back it up, I can't handle that. You might have a different opinion than me on something. So like if I held this up and I said, hey, this is green, and you said it was blue, tell me why. That's it. Well, I guess a better analogy would be if I held this up and I said it was blue and you said it was red. I would need you to tell me why you say it's red. Explain to me where you got red from, because my eyes can only see this color. And notice I said green and then I said blue. I really don't know what flipping color this is. It's one of those weird in between ones. But for you to just go, well, I believe it's red, and that's it, and you won't go any farther, that doesn't work, because that is not an educated opinion. I require educated opinions, because we are brought up being told this is a fact, when sometimes what we're told is a fact is not a fact. I realized I was thirsty and I'm holding my water. May as well drink it. Your job as a thinking human being is to educate yourself. Challenge every belief you have. Everything you have been told, challenge it. I don't care who told it to you. Challenge it. You will only be better for it. Notice I'm not saying change your mind. I'm saying challenge it. Because if you want to say 2 + 2 = 5, you have always been told 2 + 2 = 5, and you do all the research and you find out that 2 + 2 does not equal 5, you're then going to go, oh, I've been swearing this my entire life. I guess 2 + 2 doesn't equal 5. And you have now expanded your brain. However, if you were raised being told 2 + 2 = 4, and you're like, well, my mom, my dad, my pastor, my grandma, my cousin, my next door neighbor, and my third grade teacher all told me 2 + 2 = 4. So 2 + 2 = 4. You still need to research it. Then after you do all the research and you find out 2 + 2 does indeed equal 4, now you can safely tell other people 2 + 2 = 4, because you are now passing on valid information. And all of this ties in with the presentation we're doing this week and how I want you to add stuff into your discussions. The second article in the discussion this week is included in the presentation. So this is honestly one of those weeks where absolutely everything's tied in together. And I'm happy that I'm finally getting to a spot where I can start being more the teacher I want to be for you. But yeah, I know that was a whole lot of crap I just threw right at you all at once. So sorry about that. Kind of. It's just how I work. It's my brain. Just know if you were in person, if it was an in-person class, you would then be watching me pace back and forth the entire time and I'd make you dizzy and I would still talk about the same. But anyway, so again, if I've ever hurt your feelings, my apologies, but please let me know. And don't just say you hurt my feelings and that's it. Tell me what it is I said and how it hurt your feelings so that I can clarify and I can better understand how I can word things better next time. Because I'm not going to be quiet. Part of my job is to provide feedback. Part of my job is to push you, to make you think a little bit more. And I can't do that and then just keep silent. That's pretty much it. My entire goal by the end of the term for any class I teach, no matter what the subject, is to release people who are actually thinking for themselves, not just parroting what other people have told them to say, whether it's me or somebody else. I'm trying to get you, the individual, to think for yourself and be able to state things with confidence and know that you are passing on valid information. So yeah, there you go. I guess that's it. Yeah. Hopefully some of you watch the presentation that I'm about to make. Peace.